It's going to be a very interesting program. We're going to exercise a little bit. So before starting introducing to you our mentor of the evening, I would like to give you some instructions for our session. So after Chris does her presentation, we are gonna divide our attendees in 3 different groups. You have to do nothing. Zoom will do it for us. We're gonna stay there for 20 minutes. And Chris will go through all 3 break rooms to give us instructions. When the time is up, Zoom will actually transfer you from this break room to the main session. You have to do nothing, just accept, leave room number 1, 2, or 3. Just click in there and you're gonna be transferred to the main session, okay? But do not click on leave meeting, okay? It's closed, the button is very close, but do not leave the meeting, just leave the room, okay? So I'm very excited. I can't wait to actually learn about how to record a video. Remember that we have this members spotlight program when BBG is asking all of you, members of BBG, to record a video, a 20 seconds video about your business. And we are gonna put there in all our media to give you exposure and hopefully bring you more business. So learn all the details with Chris and let's practice and do a good job for our spotlight, okay? So with no further ado, I would like to introduce, for the ones who don't know Chris already, our today's mentor. Chris Delboni is an award-winning Brazilian journalist, communications and life coach, had been a foreign correspondent in Washington, D.C. since 1993, before moving to Miami, where she has taught journalism at the University of Miami and Florida International University. Delboni holds workshops in communication, like this one, and publishes Direto de Miami, featuring Brazilians in South Florida, as well as news around Miami. Delboni has a bachelor's and master's degree in journalism from American University in Washington, D.C. So, Chris, the screen is all yours.
Thank you so much.
You so much.
No, thank you so much for, let me get the timer going here. So hang on one second. Okay, terrific. So see if, is it moving? Yes, perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do today is really launch the BBG mentorship roundtable, and through a video shooting kind of workshop, how to shoot a video well with your mobile device. I've seen, and lately more and more people doing videos, and sometimes just a little technique will get you a long way. So that's what we're going to do here. I think Andrea introduced me pretty well, so I don't think I need to go over who I am. So let's go right into the goal of the program. And the goal of the program is to produce a 15 to 20 second video that you can really be proud of about you and or your business. And that's part of the BBG's new initiative, the Membership Spotlight. And hopefully that video you will also be able to be proud enough to share on your own social media platforms. So we talk about 15 to 20 seconds for this specific membership spotlight. In general, let's talk about time. A lot of people do videos that are way much longer than people have the patience to watch. And it's interesting that it's like when I get a video, if it's longer than 3 minutes, I usually will say, oh, that's great. Let me put it aside, I'll watch later. How many of you do the same thing? Mm-hmm. You know, but if it's under 3 minutes, you say, you know what, I think I can spare 3 minutes. And then what happens is, so I tend to say, if you're going to do a video, try to stick to less than 3 minutes, 259 because that's what we're going to show in the slider, and then you see that's what it is. And then if the video is good, people will go through the whole thing. If it's not good, they're going to get out of, a minute, 30 seconds, they're going to get out of it. So what we want to learn today is how to make videos of quality, and some small things will make a hell of a difference. The first thing is content. What's your content? What's your message? Is it clear? What's your story? A lot of people will do a 30-minute video that at the end of it, you don't know what you just heard. And that's part of the problem. Okay, so the message must be really clear, really simple. I always talk about it when I do other types of communications workshops, that the message needs to be so clear that if you have 100 people in a room, they all understand the same thing. And many times, that's not what we have. Remember, this is audio visual. The audio must be as powerful as the video. It must match the video. And the video, think of the shots beforehand, and the video must match your concept. I remember one time with a friend, she needed help. She wanted me to critique a video, and the video was about health, nutrition, and sugar. And so she sat on her balcony, and there was like a beautiful beach behind her. And I said, what kind of message are you sending? Is it about sugar or is it about the beach? So please pay attention in the background and make sure that the audio, the visual, and the message, they all match consistently. Okay, always horizontal. And the main reason that we say that is because if you do vertical and you have to edit it, you're going to see the two black bars. So most of the screens now are 16:9. That's why we work on horizontal, unless you're doing an IGTV video, Instagram, Facebook Live, turn it around, make it vertical. Otherwise, horizontal at all times. So back to the message, narrow the focus. What is the story about? What is your message? Does it have a beginning, middle, and end? Okay, can you tell your story in one sentence? If you need more than that, you don't know what your message is. I'm sorry. And that's practicing your message is really key to getting the good video. Okay, so now let's talk about one of the most important things, which is mobile equipment or just equipment. These are three general equipment that you should not get good quality of video if you don't use it. Headset, headphones. Let me bring this here, and I will stop the sharing in 1 sec. So headphone, tripod, and mics. You have the lavalier, the handheld, and the shotgun. I'm going to stop this for 1 second so I remember, Betty, so you all can see it. So here's a headphone, or you can have AirPods and headsets, but that's extremely important that you use that. And I'm going to explain that a little bit later, because if you don't have good audio, if you don't listen to the audio, you really, most of the time, you can't really tell that the audio is of good quality. So AirPods, when you're doing your own video, that's what I strongly recommend. AirPods, or just, the mic with the ear sets, because then it's not bothersome, like for people watching. So you can hide, especially women with their hair, and that works really well. So let's talk about microphones. I said we have 3 types of mics. So this is a system that's really simple. That's a wireless system. Okay, let me show you. This is a Samsung wireless system, and I'm not selling anything. I just want to give you options. So basically, it's really cool because you can put it in the back of your phone, okay? And it works extremely well. You just attach this to the phone, and then you have the other pack, which goes behind, just like professional wireless mics. They will go behind your pants or your skirt, and then you put, this is what it's called, the lavalier. So let me put this down. So the lavalier will go here. Okay, and these are great for sit-down interviews on when you're doing your own videos, but make sure you always use a mic. Do not trust camera videos, mobile phone mics, the cameras and the mobile devices, their mics are just never good enough. So that's really, really important. Tripod to avoid shakiness, headset to make sure you get good audio, and a good mic. This is what we call the handheld mic. You see on TV a lot. So here I'm the reporter, and I go with the mic to the interviewee. Here, why do I really enjoy this wireless setting? Is a lot of you and a lot of us do talks, public talks. We haven't done it in a year in person, but let's say you have a big room and you're doing a talk and you have the audience. So what you can do is you can put the lav on you, and you can have somebody with the handheld passing on to people who want to make comments. And your video, when it goes on YouTube, when it goes on Instagram, it will have a perfect audio. We haven't seen this in the past year, but it's like we tended to see a lot of great video, a lot of content, and we couldn't hear what the audience was saying, remember? And we couldn't really hear you as well, because sometimes the camera would be over here and then you'd be over here and you didn't have the proper mic. So this is extremely important. And then I carry in my purse, my little purse kit. So I always carry a little tripod with the phone adapter, okay? And let me show you, where is the other mic? Okay, this other mic, which is a lavalier that plugs into the phone, so I don't need to, unless I'm doing something big, I don't use the wireless because you can run into problems with wireless. So I just plug that into the phone and that's it, I have it. And another type of mic is what they call the shotgun mic. On a camera, it's a really huge mic that goes on top of the camera, and you can get really good audio, like from the ambience. Again, let's say you are at a concert or you are, so if you're using the shotgun, you can get a lot better, a lot clearer sound. I remember interviewing somebody in the middle of an event a few years ago, and I just had this mic, or I forgot the other years ago, and I just had this one on my purse, and that made a hell of a difference. You just plug it on your phone. And that's totally different than having just the phone, like going like this and putting like here, because you're gonna pick the ambience that we can barely hear what the actual person we need to understand. We don't hear that. So those are the different types of mics. Let me go back to the presentation. Let me put this aside over here. So I'm trying to be really fast because I got two apps to show you. Okay, we're back on track. Let me put this all in behind me. Okay, so, and then I can take questions afterward. I'm just trying to go over as fast as I can. So, okay, we talked about, let me go back here. Okay, and then of course, like I said, the AirPods nowadays are very, very good if you're doing Zoom meetings, if you're doing virtual work. If you're in person, I strongly recommend to use something else, especially because and I'll talk about this Movie Pro app, but Bluetooth can run into some problems depending on where you are. So you want to make sure you don't get issues. So if you're in person, I strongly recommend an actual lav mic or a handheld mic or a shotgun mic. All right, so let's talk in general. In generality, you want to hold the shot steady from 5 to 15 seconds. And you don't, if you do any editing, you really don't want to change the clip. If you have, let's say, okay, wide shot, medium shot, close-ups, you don't want to switch them in the middle of a sentence that you're saying. Just let people sink in. But that's like a whole nother workshop on editing, but just a little tip. You want to definitely avoid the pan and the zoom, especially if you're putting online. If you're doing a video like for broadcast, for TV, it's uncompressed. And if you know what you're doing, it's great. But if you don't know what you're doing, just stick to it. Just have the phone in front of you on a tripod and don't move, okay? Every shot must be there for a purpose. A lot of people do different shots for, they think it's cool. It's not. Be selective. And framing and composition, this is what we call headroom. This is nose room, okay? So you want to leave the proper amount, and we're going to talk about rule of thirds in a second. And you want to have, bring you to a where are you, so depth of field, as we call, to include some kind of a background. And please, please, please avoid white walls. A lot of people just think it's cool because there's nothing in the background. It's not cool. It's boring. So make sure you do not stand on a white wall. Make sure your background is interesting. And if you are going to use the green screen, please make sure you have a green screen behind you, so it's not kind of weird when you move. This is a real library. Some people have asked. So you want to try to get people in your scenes to make the video more interesting. And so again, framing and composition, you see here, how much headroom on her, and then here, how close it is. So avoid that. This is the perfect composition. You see in the background the beach, and you see, this is, I don't know how many, if some of you know Barbara Duarte. She's Brazilian. She was my journalism student at FIU. She's now in New York, I believe. She's amazing. And this is her husband and her dog. And so you see the background. The background doesn't bother. It's not disturbing. It doesn't disrupt the image, but it locates where they are, and it brings a nice movement that makes a hell of a difference. And you see how, pay attention to this picture. Okay, you see how they are on those dots. Okay, so that's what it's called, the rule of thirds. I'm going to show you a quick video that's the best video I've found about rule of thirds. It's a minute long, and it's very clear to help you really frame yourself on the screen. Okay. Can you hear it?
Framing your subject.
Sorry, can you hear it? Oh, I stopped because I
yes. Yeah, we
Sorry.
can.
I forgot. I didn't remember if I had clicked on the to optimize. So let me go back here. I apologize.
Can be as easy as 1, 2, 3. You simply divide your composition into thirds, both horizontally and vertically. This is called the rule of thirds. When you do this, you get intersecting points of interest. Rather than centering your subject, place them on one of these guides. This will make your composition more interesting for your viewer to look at. The same guidelines apply to subjects in motion. Place your subject so 2/3 of the frame is in the direction the subject is moving towards. This gives your viewer the perception that your subject has room to move. Otherwise, it looks like they are boxed into the frame. The rule of thirds has been around for a long time. It's a guide every photographer and videographer uses to frame their subject for a more interesting composition. With a little practice and experimentation, you too can master compositions that have your friends and family begging you to shoot for them. Thank you for watching Video Tips with 0 to 60. If you want to talk video, give us a call.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, so it's really important that many people who are not familiar with how to really do a good video, you tend to be in the middle of the screen and think that that's nice, right? Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking here because I have you on my other monitor. So this is it's really important, framing and composition. So, okay, it's about you. Here's what you want to do. You want to look at the lenses, okay? You want to speak clearly. Put a little smile, not a big smile, but you have no idea how your eyes have expression. And if I talk without smiling at all, you see how my eyes lose the expression. So you really want to put a little bit of a smile and relax. I know it's not that easy, but speak clearly. Glass of water always next to you, and that makes a hell of a difference. If you have somebody to record you, I strongly recommend, because first of all, you're going to get better footage from the back camera, not from the over here, not from the front camera. And if you have put that on the tripod, if somebody has a very steady hand, try it. But and especially if you're doing it on your own, tripod. I cannot stress that enough. Again, attention to background, choose it carefully, and attention to audio. And please avoid those selfies. If you're serious about the kind of video you're doing and not just playing around, it's okay to do a selfie if you are at a party and you just want to show it. But if you're doing a video about you or your business, or if you're doing a live or something like that, please take those things very much into consideration. So the basic concepts when shooting, you need to pay attention to focus. You want to choose the subject, and we're going to talk about this now with the app. Light, it's very important that you have the good light, and framing, which we just talked about. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing now for a second. I'm going to go into the Movie Pro app. Let me stop here and then get to my iPad. Okay, so let me now. Am I going too fast?
No, it's okay.
Yes. Yeah, okay, cool, thanks.
Okay, you're doing fine.
I'm trying to go as fast as I can, so we'll have more time to practice together. That's sorry, the wrong one. Let's try sharing again. iPhone, iPad. Okay. Now, okay, this is called. Sorry, let me stop here now. Oops. Let me stop this first. I need to stop this video. Okay. This is called the Movie Pro app. Sorry, my desk is kind of messy, but I want to show you this. Okay, can you all hear me? Okay. So why do we use the Movie Pro app instead of the regular app, video app that comes with the phone? For several reasons. First of all, the last I checked, and I haven't checked lately, but the last I checked, the video that comes, and I'm just familiar with iPhone, I cannot speak about Android, but the iPhone does not allow for the video iPhone, I believe, at least last time. I don't know the updates, how it is, because I never used it again, but it does not allow for Bluetooth mic. Second, it doesn't allow for you to really control the light, the focus a little bit, but not the light, not the white balance, which I'll explain, and audio level. So the reason why we use a professional video camera instead of just point and shoot, it's really to have the manual controls. And this is what this app, again, last I checked, it costs about $5. This is what this app will allow you to. So let me show you. Let me put this over here. Okay. Just use it as example. So here, can you guys see it? I don't know exactly what you're seeing, but I'm clicking on this the red, blue, and green. I've never done this presentation online, so we kind of practice a little bit, but I don't know exactly how clear it is. So please interrupt me. Feel free to interrupt me if it's not clear. So we have here what we call white balance. Okay, again, here it's off. Here I check. And by the way, you see when I go here, do you see the green bar on the left? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's your audio level. So you know if this is, okay, now here's the mic on top. I don't know if you can see here. Let me try to bring this down a little bit. Yeah, I can't. Okay, oh yes, here we go. You see the mic? Okay, so if I put the mic down all the way, I don't think it's doing. I'm being careful because of the two settings, so then you don't get the echo. But basically, depending on the audio volume, you're gonna see this. Oops, that's okay. You're gonna see this with the red, and so you know it's not picking up audio. So that's extremely important. But let's go to white balance, which is how it's a really accurate light for everything. So most of the time what we see, and then I'll get to manual focus. What you see is if you go from inside with fluorescent lights, for instance, to outside, so you don't get the perfect color. So many times you see how a video can get really strange, right? So, and that happens a lot. So what you want to do, this is called, in Portuguese, we say bater branco, professionally in the field of journalism and filming. And in the US, we call it white balance, okay? So you get a piece of paper, and a lot of people think that the piece of paper should be in front of the lenses. No, it should be in front of the subject that you're actually, okay, focusing on. So let's say you're talking to somebody across the room, you ask them to hold the piece of paper, make sure you don't have red nails on it. It has to be totally white. So I put it by the subject here, and each camera has a different way of working the white balance, of pushing the white balance, but this is the Movie Pro app. So you click on pre, you click on lock, and ta-da, it's beautifully done with the right, the perfectly right, you see perfectly, you don't see, you see perfectly the red on the E. Make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's really important. Then what else? This app has a lot of things, and I'm not going to go over all of it, just real quickly. So this is the manual focus. Does anybody know why we should manually focus when we're working a video?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay, because when you are with the automatic focus, what happens is that the lens is focusing on you. If somebody just wind, anything, a tree just moves, the lenses gets confused and might go to that something behind you that has movement. If there is absolutely no movement, the autofocus works well, but most of the time you risk a chance, you risk talking about the most important thing of your whole talk, and then you go out of focus. And you know what? Seriously, you shouldn't use that video. You should reshoot. So here, what you have is, let me show you. Okay, let me see if I can bring this over here. Okay, you have here, okay, now it's unfocused, right? Now it's automatically focusing on the bottle. Now, I'm gonna focus now on a little stone that says solution. Look at it. Okay, so now, no matter what I do, the focus is going to be on solution. Okay, and now let me go back to, let's say I want to go back to the E. So I bring it here. Here we go. And now solution is out of focus. Okay, that's extremely, extremely important. This app has tons of different adjustments. Very, very self-explanatory, really easy to work, but you can preset, you know, the frames per second. It's how we shot. You can, you know, it's all kinds of settings, and I won't go over all of this now because I want to go quickly to another app. I have 2 minutes, but basically, if you go, if you go here, this is also, you have wide angle, okay, ultra wide, dual wide. But what I want to show you is this real quickly. Okay, I clicked over here on the 3 dots, information. You just go on the video tutorial. It's extremely simple. It's like maybe a,
for this?
Huh? Excuse me?
What is the app that you're using for this?
It's called Movie Pro.
Huh.
Okay, let me, okay. this is what it looks like. You see the black?
Mhm.
Okay, so it's called, let me show you here. Okay, Movie Pro. Okay, so I have 2 minutes. Let me quickly show you just one more thing. And here is what there are tons of teleprompter apps. The one that I like the most, that I've tested and I really appreciate and enjoy, is the Prompt Smart. And it has a version that's Prompt Smart Plus that has the Portuguese language version. So if it tracks your voice, so as you're going through the teleprompter, it basically, as you talk, it goes by itself. This is a Star Palestras, it's a 1 minute video I did for Star Palestras, just this company in Brazil, for speakers. And they asked me for an introduction of me. So I basically typed up, you see here, I typed up the script, and then I clicked here, and there are several settings as well. But so basically I would go, okay, so I'm gonna look at the little arrow, look right into the camera of my phone and say, sorry, it's in Portuguese, guys. So, olá, sou Cris Delboni, jornalista, educador e coach, tenho 25 anos de experiência como correspondente da grande mídia em Washington e Miami, e mais de uma década no ramo acadêmico, blá, blá, blá. I stop and I can record, I can save the video. If I don't like it, I can discard the video. And there are like tons of information and ways to do it. So you don't need to memorize. I am really good at reading because I did a lot of radio in my life as a professional. I'm very bad at memorizing. So this really, really helps me. I'm just gonna show you real quickly, just the beginning of this video so you know what it looks like. Oops. All right. And then I think I lost this. Okay, just 1 second and I'll stop. Sorry, Betty. Let me see if I can put this away and then click again. And I'll just play for like 2 seconds. Right, play. Okay, so let me keep going. You can't see it, can you?
No, we are just seeing the
Okay.
screen.
Okay, I think I see if
Now,
you got it. Yeah. Okay, so let me. Okay, I'm not going to show the whole video. It's a minute long. Okay.
Olá, sou Cris Delboni, jornalista, educadora e coach.
Can you hear
Tenho
it?
25 anos de experiência como correspondente da grande mídia em Washington e Miami e mais de uma década no ramo acadêmico. Primeiro na Universidade de Miami, desde 2009 na Florida International University, onde fui a primeira diretora do South Florida News Service.
Okay, I'm going to stop now because we're a minute late. But basically, you see, it doesn't look like I'm reading. But I am, I promise.
Eu adorei.
And I'm sorry, I'm telling you my secret for every video I do. Okay, not this one though, not for live presentations. Okay, so basically now what we're gonna do is, this is the membership spotlight video rules. You wanna, face the light. You want your cell phone to be on the horizontal. You're probably gonna get, if you haven't, you're gonna get those instructions. The background can be anything, but wear top that does not have a busy pattern. Look at the camera, like I said, press record, get somebody to do it. That's even better. Don't need to state your name because it's probably going to be edited. Keep it authentic. Will not edit what you say on camera. So be natural. Enjoy talking about your business for 15 seconds. Okay, when you're finished, your name of your company, URL, blah, blah, blah. You're going to see this. And so now what we're going to do is really, let me stop sharing this. And again, I'm sorry, I tried to do this as fast as I could. But basically, what we're going to do now is we're going to go into breakout rooms. I can answer questions there. I'd like for you guys to pick 3 volunteers per group. you come up with, and Betty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what we agree is that 3 people will volunteer, and then as a group, we're gonna pick one to present at the end to the whole group, and I'm gonna jump from one breakout room to another to comment and to answer questions and to watch your 15-second video.